Okay, so I just got home from work and I'm checking the mail, just like always. And the Magic Mailbox is lit today. I have real paper mail with a stamp and everything. I'm so excited. So excited. And I have another present from one of my favorite lipstick companies. I'm so excited about my mailbox today. I'm really struggling if I should show this card because I try not to show anyone else's personal stuff online because I think that's a really individual decision. But I was very moved by this card, and it took me like 20 minutes to compose myself after looking at it. So thank you. This is wonderful. I will say that the card says that these are me, and there's no greater compliment. There's just not. That these are wonderful. Because it's just perfect. I have no words. And also I think the painting is beautiful. If you have any enormous paper, I want an enormous one of these. Here. I don't care the biggest piece of paper you have. I want it. These are beautiful. Okay, let me try again. I love this specifically because I struggle a lot with anxiety and depression, which I don't think is a big secret, but if it is, I don't know, it's like a core component of me, especially the anxiety. That can't be a secret. And one of the reasons that I have so many sunflowers in my garden is they do need care, and they get me out of the house, and they get me into the sun. And I think all those things are super helpful because your mental health is, multifaceted, many components. And in a strange way, this is part of my self-care routine in the summer to keep me moving, and to sometimes once you get moving, you do feel better, and sometimes you don't. But then at the end of the day, you can say, wow, I felt like shit, but I still did all this. And sometimes you need that win. It doesn't have to be long. You can sit down for 5 minutes and be like, what am I feeling right now? Okay, where did that come from? But anyway, I will paraphrase, and it says that you haven't picked up paints in a long time, which this is wonderful. So I love it. I'm so impressed. And that she believes that the sunflowers encompass me as a person. And that doesn't mean that you just work through, everything. Sometimes you have to sit down and you have to be with your feelings. You have to do it. It doesn't really feel good, but it's so critical. So if you don't do that, you need to make time to do that. That just like the flowers, I am always looking for the sunshine in life and the most positive things. And that means a lot because I really try. And some days it's very hard. And that it also says that that I really inspire and motivate her to try different home improvement challenges, which that honestly moved me a lot too, because one of the biggest reasons that I post all this shit that I'm doing online is because a lot of women have reached out and been like, hey, I find that really inspiring, and I didn't think I could do that. And sometimes when I watch you, I get the feeling that I actually could. And that matters a lot to me because I think it's really important that we try to support each other and try to lift each other up. And if I can do it, you most certainly can, because I have no idea what I'm doing for any of my projects. I Google everything constantly. And I don't even ask the Home Depot man. No, I just, can you reach that? And that's the only question. But yeah, Google's your best friend. And it meant a lot to me because I really am hoping that does inspire people. Okay, so I just went through my shed and looked for a scrap wood, and honestly, look at these ones. I didn't cut those. They're just made for this. Perfect. And then I have these taller ones too, which actually I am not going to cut. I'm gonna make the box with some tall corners because I want the option to attach a trellis, at least on one side, because this box is going to be to the farthest left of our diagram we were looking at, which means it's going to be mostly in the shade. And honestly, lettuce doesn't get that big. But the size, also, who fucking trellises lettuce? Like, let's get real. The side that's, like, more by the sun, I might put, like, flowers up the side or, like, beans or something. I don't know. Anyway, I want the option. And if I don't use it, I can just trim it after. So usually for something like this, we would want to drill pilot holes because otherwise there's a really high chance that your wood is just going to split. And then there's going to be a lot of cursing and swearing. And honestly, like, I think we have enough of that here. I think we all agree. But yeah, so I'm not sure. I probably will. This wood is kind of damp because it had a bunch of dirt on it, which is good. Probably won't split. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I just saw the biggest bumblebee. He was like, I need to put it here. Here he is again. Okay, sweet. So, for this part, it's like kind of annoying. Like, I want to line up the holes and I want to know like where to drill my pilots on the wood. But so I kind of just like cheat. Like, I don't know how you're really supposed to do it, but I just lay the board I drilled. I actually have some sticking down at the bottom. Can you see that? Yeah. So I have like an extra little bit of rise at the base. I've also marked down on this piece of wood, which you can't see from here, but it's there. Because I have all the holes staggered like in very strange ways, because when I go through the side, I don't want my screws to hit each other. Like, you know, usually I'd want it spaced really evenly because I'm like, I want it perfect. But this is perfect. So I kind of just like drill through the piece of wood and use that as my marker. You have to be careful when you're holding it. So like that's how I would mark one spot, and honestly it works pretty well. So on purpose, because I don't want to drill a hole in my table when I go through, and often I just have like a piece of scrap wood underneath. That works well too. But I mean, like, we've already been talking about aerating my lawn, so I didn't slide too much. So you can see here, I've totally got all my marks, and now I'll just go back and like actually drill through them. I'm doing this on the grass also. This just seems like more lawn aeration in my opinion. If I'm going to do like enormous tomato plants, I can literally just make like, what is this called? Maybe that's trellis. Wow, I'm so stupid. Okay, so I can put wooden trellis instead of like netting there. By the way, look at the size. Oh my goodness, what an absolute unit. I'm waiting for his flowers to see them. We need to get those when they get taller. Those are poison. Anyway, yeah, I think this is gonna work. Okay, so what I was saying about the trellis probably makes more sense now because, like, you can see these two big tall pieces, like, we could easily either string netting here or put, like, if I'm just doing, like, peas, like, they don't need a lot of reinforcement. Also, like, we're not winning any prizes on good construction here. Like, nothing is square. And that's fine because the wood was outside for like 3 years with a pile of dirt shit on it. Like, probably like worms and stuff. Anyway, it's really warped. Like, you're not going to get a square box out of this. I was not aiming for perfection because I wouldn't have achieved it anyway. And I hate failing. But yeah, I mean, this is just for dirt. This is fine.